Hello, my name is Lindsey Hunsicker, and I'm an undergraduate student at Middle Tennessee State University. I am part of our AIS student chapter here and also the team leader for our HP Design Thinking competition team. These past few weeks, my teammates and I have worked diligently to create an application that supports a better online school experience. We have found that in our personal experience, online school can be a struggle because we don't have one single platform that supports all of our academic needs. And that is why our solution aims to do just that. From attending class meetings through a video platform, to working on group projects, to connecting with professors and fellow students on a personal level, our application supports it all. We began our design process by gathering feedback from a group of diverse students. We did this by asking some of our professors to distribute a survey we created to their students, asking them for feedback on the current platforms we use, which are mainly D2L and Zoom. And in our survey, we asked students to report problems they experienced with either D2L or Zoom, and we also had them suggest possible solutions. We found that most students were frustrated with these platforms simply because of communication issues. They didn't feel that in online classes they had as much communication with their professors or their fellow students, and they also found that group work was really challenging with everyone being virtual. So in our platform, we were determined to tackle these issues by incorporating features that allow people to work together in a more interactive space.
Hi, my name is Suan Tuang, and I was assigned with creating a wireframe for the documentation section. Upon signing in and going to the documentation section, you would be greeted with this website window. On the Going from top down would be on the top section, you would have this Google Docs slash Microsoft Word style editor that can be minimized. And then on the left section, you have this file archives section where you would be able to have the ability to search the files you have stored or just individually scroll through them. Then in the middle section is where you would be able to type and create whatever you need to create. And then on the right side, you would have a chat section where you would have the option to voice chat or type. This voice chat section it can either be assigned as in like a group assigned, or it can only be like someone that you invited via a link or email. And then in the bottom, you have this comment section where people you invited or your group members would be able to have would have the ability to comment, and this comment section would automatically expand if this right side, for example, the chat box, were to be minimized, or if this file archive section would be automatically minimized, it would automatically expand to the left side. And then you also have the ability to drag this up to a certain degree to have a better view of the comments left by your peers or your professors. And then for the storage, it would be just the file archive. You have a file archive storage where it would go to a server for easy access, and then for the same goes for the chat section. It would go through a communication log/archive to the server for easy access. Hi, this is Suan Tuang presenting the wireframe for the buddy system designed by Osema Silivani. In the current state of Zoom, we have two options when we want to use the chat. We can either send it to the host, which is usually the professor, or to send it to everyone else. And in the solution that we come up with that for is we have the option to send it to the teacher or the host, to everyone else, and then to a customized group. For example, a group like the HP Design Thinking group, or to any individual that you have in the class. This would help when you have to go to a breakout room and have to send a message to the breakout room that you have. Especially when you head back to the whole class section and can't access the list of people that you just had a breakout room with. And having the ability to customize this chat feature would greatly help in communicating. For example, you can also talk to someone individually in your class while the professor is talking, which would give a sense of in class experience, and that would enhance the experience received from Zoom classes.
Hello, my name is Lindsey Hunsicker, and I'm going to be speaking to you about the project management portion of our wireframe mockups. So, the purpose of the project management page in our solution is to give students just a place to work on group projects with their team members built into their online school platform. So, essentially, how it works, we're just going to start top to bottom and talk about all of the features incorporated in this page. So first of all, we have all of the users involved with the project here at the top. And I will explain this feature about the filtering by user after I talk about the Kanban board. So with the Kanban board down here, this is basically something users can use to list out all of the tasks involved with the project, and they can move them along the boards as they are worked on, and then over here once they're finally completed. So this is just a nice visual way for team members to see where each activity stands in terms of progress with the project. And then going back to this filter up here, so how this works is you can select any one of the users. So say you were to select this user, down here on the Kanban board, it would actually highlight all of the tasks that are assigned to that user. So it's not completely required or anything that teams utilize this function. However, if they do want to delegate tasks to individual users, our solution will keep track of who is involved with each part of the project, and you can filter by them. So if that's you, you can filter by yourself and see all of the tasks that you were involved in. Moving on down here at the bottom, we have the comment section. And the comment section is just basically for team members to communicate with one another. And on this page, team members might want to ask something about why an activity hasn't been started, where it's at in terms of progress, or, just if they think an activity was left out or anything. Down here in the comments, they could post that, and then it would be left for all the other team members to see. So somebody could get back to them, or if a user wants to directly call out a certain other user, they can either do that in the comments and send something out to the group, or they can private message that person down here. And that way, that person will get a notification and they will be brought to this page so they can immediately address whatever issue was brought up. And then finally, down here in the bottom right, we have the Gantt chart view. And this is basically just a tool to help students keep track of the timeline in which tasks are being done for the project. So here on the left side, we have all the tasks listed out. And then up here, it's just going to give you some sort of interval, and it's going to show you the timeline in which the project needs to be completed. And each task will be represented by a bar showing when it was started, when it ended. And hopefully this way, team members can keep track of all the parts of the project and make sure they're all done by the deadline. So overall, the project management portion of our solution hopefully is a great tool for students to use when they're working on group work remotely. That way they can have communication with each other, and also no one's left behind and everyone understands where the project is in terms of progress. This is Lindsey Hunsicker, and I'm going to be discussing the panel review we conducted. The wireframes you just reviewed are the ones that were shown to our panel of three. Our panel of three each come from different classifications and different academic programs. We thought it would be best to gain this feedback from people outside of IT, since they offer a different perspective when it comes to design and what looks appealing to them. Our first respondent suggested just a generally more user-friendly design. He wasn't too sure about how everything worked out and the navigation of it all. And so that's something we should take into consideration if we were to actually code and create our product. And he also wanted to know if the video communication was able to change views like you can in Zoom between the gallery view and the speaker view. And we decided that yes, that is a feature we would incorporate. Our second responded suggested that the document sharing page also incorporate video chat. She thought that for group work, that would be the most optimal solution would be to have everyone sharing their work at the same time as well as their comments in real time. Our last respondent wanted to make sure on the document sharing page that all the files had thumbnails, and she wanted to also see that there were explicit deadlines on the task management page. And she just thought these were important to group work so that everyone is clear about what is being worked on and when things are going to be finished. So, from our panel review, we were just able to gain some insights onto things that students find important that maybe we hadn't thought of before. And with their feedback, we made some slight changes to our solution to incorporate what these students thought would make our application better. So hopefully, our final version of the application is something that students find very useful. This concludes our HP Design Thinking Competition presentation. Thank you for viewing our solution as well as following the design process with us. I hope you find that our solution is very helpful and promotes a better project working environment for students. Thank you.